Listen up. Important.
The average American on the average day commits 3 felonies every day. If they decide they want you, they don't like your politics, they can get your metadata, find crimes that they can charge you with, and ruin your life. And there's nothing you can do to protect yourself.
What is it that you know about the nature of the reality that we all live in that the average person really has no idea about?
Number one, John Kennedy called the CIA the best and the brightest. And we're not. We're just average people. And we're not as smart as we think we are. We're not as worldly as we think we are. We've pretty much missed every major global development since 1947, from the rise of the Berlin Wall to the fall of the Berlin Wall to the fall of the Soviet Union to the Suez Crisis and the Iran hostage crisis and 9/11 and everything else. We missed it. We're really good at day-to-day, updates for the president. We're really good at recruiting minor hangers-on around terrorist groups, but the big picture items, we're just not good at it. Number two, until 9/11, it was against the law, like in stone, to spy on Americans. And now billions of dollars are spent spying on Americans, whether it's NSA or CIA or FBI or intelligence community contractors. Nothing is secret. Nothing. And to make matters worse, let's say maybe you did do something that law enforcement might be interested in. They don't need a warrant anymore. They don't need to go to a judge and say, well, we have reason to believe, blah, blah, blah. All they have to do is just buy your metadata because it's for sale. Just go to the carrier. Just buy it. They don't need a judge's order to do that. It's all out there. We've made ourselves vulnerable. All of our lives are out there, whether it's on Facebook or X or Insta or whatever. If they really want to get you, they're going to get you, which reminds me of a book written by Dr. Harvey Silverglate. He's a professor of law at Harvard, and it's called 3 Felonies a Day. And he argues in this book that we are so over-criminalized, so over-regulated in this country that the average American on the average day going about his or her normal business commits 3 felonies. Every day. You may not mean to, but you do. Every day. So if they decide they want you, they don't like your politics, they can get your metadata, they can go through that metadata, find crimes that they can charge you with, and ruin your life. And there's nothing you can do to protect yourself.
So now you see why you see out there that people are getting arrested out of the blue for no reason. It's because they're using this tactic. They're using that the average American commits 3 felonies daily, unknowingly. By Harvey Silverglate, he wrote a book in September 2009, How the Feds Target the Innocent. That an average American unknowingly commits roughly 3 federal crimes daily due to the overly broad, complex, and vague laws. They argue that the federal prosecutors can use these obscure accidental violations to target anyone. Did you hear that? To target anyone. So, it comes from the book, The Feds Target the Innocent by Harvey Silverglate. And the focus on people is, while sometimes cited for all Americans, Silverglate often highlights that average professionals are most at risk due to extensive regulatory, environmental, and corporate laws that carry criminal penalties. The problem, the theory argues, that the sheer volume of federal crimes and regulation makes it impossible to comply with everything. The danger, according to Silverglate, is that prosecutors can choose to apply the laws to anyone, essentially turning them into judges, juries, and executioners when they want to source a conviction. Basically, they'll find whatever they can in order to get you out of the way, if you know what I mean. That the lack of criminal intent, mens rea, in many of these cases means they are technical violations rather than truly criminal acts. But you know how the government operates. They don't care if it's a truly criminal act or if it's just a technical violation. So it's what I keep saying, people, y'all need to behave and y'all need to be careful what you're doing on a daily, and especially what you're doing online, because they're watching everything you're doing online. It is being recorded and they will use that. So, like I said, everything you see going on out there, people getting arrested out of the blue for no reason, there you go. They're using that tactic. People commit at least 3 federal crimes daily unknowingly. Be careful. And if you're wondering, if you want to know what examples of felonies they can do, it's really crazy. An example is a church in Greenwich, Connecticut that called for a lawyer, Philip Russell, that contained pornography on his laptop. He quit the job at the church. He just walked out. He left his laptop behind. Somebody went and destroyed it. And because they destroyed it, they were doing obstruction and justice because of it. And he didn't even know what was going on. And I just wanted to add a little bit to that subject. When it comes to pornography, it is the number one industry that is grabbing men, women by the balls, literally. And they're going to start picking at people that if you're looking at porn, because there's different levels of porn. There's literally porn in the action, literally. And then there's porn where, people dancing around half naked and all this and that. And that's basically what you see out there. The so-called people putting out good content and they're half naked or dancing in strip poles or wearing lingerie. And if you're looking at this, they're going to put you in the category of a pedophile because those are pedophile intentions. And they can use that against you. And the next thing you know, they're going to be knocking at your door because they're seeing it. You know that they see everything that you're doing. So this is why I'm saying you be careful what you're looking at. Because not only you are putting it in your subconscious is connected to the system, therefore the system is going to tempt you even more with other things, with the same content or more. As you're scrolling, that is what you're going to see. And to me, it's just desire. If you keep doing that, you desire it, and the system will comply with it. So that's why I'm saying to be careful what you're doing out there, because you will get arrested for just about anything nowadays. Try to clean yourself out if you can. That is one example. Another one is there were these people that were importing lobster tails that were the wrong size, and they were packaged in clear plastic bags rather than in cardboard boxes. So they were sentenced to 8 years just because they didn't know that they were sending lobsters in the wrong packages. And they didn't know. Okay, well, that's just how it is. And then there was about this other person that was an automobile racer, and he was convicted of a federal crime and sentenced to 6 months in prison because he got lost in the blizzard in Colorado for 2 days while snowmobiling and was guilty of unlawful operation of a snowmobile within a national forest wilderness area. And he didn't even know because they don't advertise stuff like this. See what I mean? If you're going to do anything, you got to investigate, you got to research and everything. You might as well just be careful what you're doing out there, because this is the reason why people are getting arrested for no reason. And they putting it out on videos and TikTok and all these social medias and inverting it into something else when it has to do with the person themselves. They didn't realize they were committing federal crimes unknowingly. So all I can say is just be careful what you're doing, because they are using that tactic everywhere.